तो हेलो गाइस, मेरा जयान प्लेस और ये मेरी है तीसरी क्या चौथी अपलोड कहते हैं, लेकिन तीसरी अपलोड है मेरी ये वीडियो की। तो हम रिएक्ट करेंगे इम्पॉसिबल 0.001% ऑड्स। खैर मार्गो से उन्होंने मेरी ड्रीम कम ट्रू करी और मैंने उनको बचपन से देखा है। जब मैं 10 या 6 था मैंने उनको देखा है। तो सर 10 में मैं तो हूँ 10 से ब्लू हूँ, तो 8 था तो मैं तो तब से मैं देख रहा हूँ जब मैं 7 ईयर्स ओल्ड था। और खैर मार्को ने जब ये वो करा, जो खैर देखते हैं हैशटैग वो लिखे हैशटैग कैश मार्को, और चले देखते हैं वीडियो।
This astronaut got to see one of the coolest things that probably 99% of people would never see. As he was in space on the space station, he looked out to the Earth and he saw the sunset making a red glow along the clouds. Look at this. I don't know if there's any other photos online of something like this, but this guy just looked out his window, took a picture, and this is what he saw. Imagine seeing this in real life. We're just looking at it through a low quality image, but seeing this with your own real eyes is probably the coolest thing in the world. Although I'm guessing most of us watching and being here aren't going to be able to go to space. Unless something changes in the next 50 years. I don't know. Okay, now this image might be a little confusing to you. That glowing thing in the middle, this is actually another solar system that we can see with our telescopes. So obviously we have our own solar system with Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, the Sun, you know. This is a whole nother solar system. I'm not even sure how far away this thing is, but it looks tiny, so I'm guessing it's very far away. I don't know if we're ever gonna reach that. Okay, so this was a portal that was made in Lithuania that goes all the way to Poland. And no, it's not really a portal. It's actually just a video camera with a huge screen on it. And they're on very far sides of the Earth from each other. So someone in Poland can literally just walk up to this portal and go see somebody in Lithuania, which is kind of insane. I think there's another one like this in New York. I think that one leads to like Tokyo or something, but let me show you. Hold on. Okay, I was wrong. The portal actually leads to Dublin, not Tokyo. I don't know why I said that. Just forget anything I'm saying. But they have the same thing. If you go to New York City, you can just find this on the street, and when you look into the screen, it shows you live video of people all the way in Dublin. You can interact with them, you can say hi, you can do whatever. It's kind of the coolest thing I've ever seen. I actually want to see this in real life, see if I can talk to any people from Dublin, but I gotta be in New York for that, and I'm all the way in Texas, so it might take a while. So this is a before and after picture of when a city moved their highways underground. So this was what it looked like in 1990. You can see obviously it's kind of ugly. There's a lot of concrete, cars, gas emissions, whatever. And then in 2019, you can see now all the highways have been moved underground into tunnels. And so the top of it looks way cleaner and it looks super fun to be in. I don't get why we don't all do this. It probably takes a lot of money and a lot of time, obviously, but I feel like this is something we should all work towards because this bottom picture just looks so much better. So someone took a drone and they flew it all the way over into the Amazons and they found an uncontacted tribe. These are people that have been living in silence for years. They have no internet, no phones, no communication with us whatsoever, and they just live by themselves. They don't even talk to other people. This is literally their whole village. It's just a bunch of these stuff, which I'm guessing they built by hand because look at that. You can see all the little sticks and all the little whatever that is, leaves, hairs, feathers, I don't know. Just imagine trying to communicate with one of these people down here. Look at that. They're probably looking up at the drone like, what in the world is going on? I don't even know what year they think it is. They probably think they're the first humans on Earth or something. Okay, at first I thought this was like a photo of some cool wall, but apparently this is a drawing that somebody did in pencil. It took them over 350 hours. It's kind of hard to, but you can see this was the work in progress. As they were drawing it, you can see like they built all this already at the bottom and then they're drawing the next part. This is pretty impressive. 350 hours is a lot of time. So this was a funny experiment that somebody did with their security camera in the Netherlands. They wanted to show off how much the weather changes, so they took a picture at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. And look at how big of a difference there is in all of these photos. This is all in the same day, by the way. It's cold, and then it's nice and warm, and then it's snowing heavily, then it's lightly snowing, and then snowing again. For me, if I were to do this, they would all just look like the same picture. You wouldn't really see any sort of difference at all. That's Texas weather for you. It's kind of boring. Actually, it literally hailed like 2 nights ago, so maybe it's not that boring. I don't know. Kind of scary. So this is a behind-the-scenes photo of a movie set where they wanted to show off the lighting that they were using. Look at this ginormous light above this house. This is how they get it all nicely lit up, and then, you know, the camera can see everything. This was actually on the movie Nope, which I watched. It was a pretty cool movie, but I had no idea they could set up lights like this. I didn't even think that's what it would look like. I thought it would look like those football stadium lights that are just super tall up in the sky and they point down at you. You guys know what I mean? I'll show you. Like these things. Yeah, see, they're just like placed on the edges of a field. That's what I thought they used. That would make a lot more sense to me. I didn't know they used a ginormous light box for this kind of stuff, but I guess it makes sense because that light is a lot softer and it's not as harsh, so it's better to get image quality on something like that. Okay, this video was taken in 2016, but this is when California had very severe wildfires, and this man managed to take a video on his way to work. This literally looks like a volcanic eruption. It looks like we're in the underworld right now. That's insane. And this is literally in California. A lot of people live around this area. Everything was just on fire for a good bit, and it looked insane. That's terrifying. I would not want to go outside if that's what was going on. Also, I thought this was cool. This was the first picture ever taken on Mars. Yeah, I know it's black and white. You can't really see much, but like, I feel like it's just weird to think about. That is a whole nother planet. That's not Earth. Like, this is far from Earth. This is a whole huge sphere of stuff we've never explored. I don't know. It's cool to me. I love space. Also, I know this looks like an animation and it looks fake, but this is a real photo of the moon. Somebody took hours to take this photo because it took a bunch of different layers, a bunch of different lighting setups, you know, small editing to make it clearer, but this is actually the moon. It's not a drawing, it's not an animation, it's not a game. It's an actual photo. Look at how detailed this thing is. You can see all the little colors of the craters on everything. I don't know why. Maybe this is just me, but I thought the entire moon was like all gray. I didn't really realize there was colors to it until a few years ago. I kind of thought it was all just one certain color. Maybe I'm dumb. I don't know. Also, this is kind of a bird's eye view of what Tokyo looks like, which is insane. What? I don't even see any grass. All I see is just buildings, concrete, and like what? Also, this is the coolest photo ever. The background just mixed in with all this is kind of scary to know how much humans can do. To think that we kind of started off with nothing and we built something like this is kind of crazy to think about. I want to visit Tokyo one day just to see this in real life. I feel like a photo is not enough. Also, somebody took a picture of the moon every single day for a month to show you how it looked like every night. They kept their camera in the same position, and every night at the same exact time they took a picture of what the sky looked like. And yeah, you can pretty much see it goes through all the little moon phases. It goes from a crescent into a gibbous into like a half moon, back up to a full moon, and then all the way back down. By the way, if you didn't know, if the moon is growing in size, that means it is waxing, and if the moon is shrinking, that means it's waning. Little history lesson for you. Wait, that's not history, that's astronomy. Oh god, now I look dumb. Anyways, this is an Airbnb that was built inside of a barn for some reason. I don't really know why you'd build an entire house inside something like this, but it kind of looks cool. I feel like I would actually book an Airbnb like this because you got no bugs, got no outside wind, you don't have to worry about the weather as much. You can just chill inside, play ping pong with your friends, go inside. It is a little sad because, you know, you kind of want to see nature sometimes, but I mean, you could just leave the barn, you know? It's kind of cool. Okay, now this image is probably going to confuse you at first. It kind of looks like some hair or something. That's what I thought at first. It looked like someone just cut a piece of someone's hair and like spread it out. But this is actually the path of bicycles that were just pushed from the start in a straight line and were left alone. So no one was riding the bicycles. They were just empty bikes and they were pushed from this starting point right here. You can see basically all of them start to go straight for a little while, and then they start getting a little crazy and they start going in different directions. Some of them stopped right over here while some went all the way over this way, which is kind of insane. But the pattern it makes in the end is kind of crazy. It's like pretty symmetrical. I don't really know, like, what's the first thing you guys see when you look at this image? Because I see like a genie lamp. If I turn my head to the side, you know what I mean? Maybe no one is agreeing with me. I'd probably sound dumb. Okay, so if you don't know what light pollution is, it's basically a thing that happens in a lot of cities because there's so many lights turned on and there's so many buildings and light posts and everything. That light from the city actually shines so bright into the sky that when you're standing on the ground, you can't see any stars. So if you live in a city, this is probably what your sky looks like. Number 9, you could probably see maybe 4 or 5 stars at night. That's it. That's all you'll see. Now, if you live more in like an emptier area, kind of on the countryside, suburban areas, you'll see a bit more stars in the sky. But then if you go to the middle of nowhere where there's no lights at all and there's not too many buildings nearby, this is what you're gonna see, an excellent dark sky night. That's how you get all those cool images of the skies with a bunch of stars in the sky. Here, I'll show you. This is something I used to look at all the time. This is a map of the entire world and it shows you where all the light pollution is. For some reason, Europe has got a crazy amount of light pollution. There's probably a ton of cities around here, but you can see there's literally no areas in Europe here where there's zero light pollution. The United States is pretty similar. Most of the people live over here, so it makes sense that most of the light will be here. Same with California, Texas. So you can see I live over here in Dallas and I am in the highest zone of light pollution, which means when I look up in the sky, I don't see any stars at all. But let's say I drive up north a little bit and I go to a zone over here where there is no light pollution. The border of New Mexico and Colorado, right here in the middle, there is basically zero light pollution, which means if I drove all the way out here and looked up, I would see all the stars in the sky. And let me show you what that looks like. This is what it would look like. You see how many stars are in the sky up there? Like, these images look insane. I feel like I'm looking at a galaxy. I've never seen something like this in real life, which is why I just want to drive out to the middle of nowhere one day and then spend some time looking up at the sky, getting videos of it, just experiencing this. Because all my life I've lived in a city and I've just seen blank skies like this one right here. I never see any stars. So I'm gonna put this on my to-do list to just go into the middle of nowhere, maybe drive a few hours out and try and see a cool sky like this. Depending on where you guys are living, how populated it is, you might see a sky like this or you might see a sky like this, you know, no stars in the sky. Kind of sad. Speaking of cool things, look at this video. This person's trying to take a piece of fuzz off of their jacket and it's just magneting all the way back to their jacket. How does that even make sense? It's finding its way back. I think it's through like static electricity maybe. I just made that up, so don't take my word for it. That was just my guess. Here's a pretty cool illusion video. It's by Zach King. If you guys don't already know him, he's a huge creator, but he just painted the ladder and started climbing up, and now he's painting a heart. How in the world did he do that? I thought he just painted the ladder. And is he climbing up the other ladder? There's no way. Yo, the security guard can't even use it. What? What is going on with this ladder? How did he climb all the way up there? If you look at the beginning of the video, he's literally painting the last part of the ladder. There's no way he can actually get up there. This takes a crazy amount of dedication, and he just climbs up like it's nobody's business. I wonder how much time it takes him to make a video like this, and how much different kinds of editing it takes as well, because that dude just ran through a ladder. Are these paintings real, or are they just edited into the video? I don't know. There's probably a lot of editing that goes on that I don't know anything about. People don't have a strong intuitive sense of how much bigger 1 billion is than 1 million. 1 million seconds is about 11 days. 1 billion seconds is about 31 years. Yeah, that's how much bigger a billion is than a million. You can just use something like this to help you think about that, because 1 million seconds is 11 days and 1 billion seconds is 31 years. That's insane. I haven't even lived a billion seconds yet. I've lived about like 700 million seconds so far, so I'm on my way to 1 billion. Road to 1 billion. This is a sinkhole in China that actually grew after it all happened, and this looks insane. I don't know what kind of creatures are living down here and how many spiders I'm gonna encounter, but I would love to spend like a day over here. It seems so relaxing. I'm not really sure if there's anywhere I could sleep because it all looks like rocks and grass and moss, but hey, maybe I can go just there for a few hours. I don't gotta sleep there the whole night. I don't have to live there. I just want to be there and experience it. That water looks cool. Probably a lot of gross stuff in there though, so I don't know. Also, this image kind of confused me at first. I'm gonna let you guys take a look and just kind of, you know, take it in. Like, what are you seeing, okay? We see like we're in some sort of parking garage. There's an area that turns left here, but then there's also an area that goes down, and there's just a floating road above it that has no way to get up to with a car. Yeah, well, actually, your brain is tricking you because this is a giant puddle that just formed at the bottom of this parking garage, and it's reflecting on that road to make it look like it goes down. So the road actually goes all the way down over here, and then this stuff in the middle is all just water that's reflecting it to make it look like that. That's really weird. What? This photo is also really cool. It may look like it was edited to have swirls in it, but if you look very, very closely, this is all just makeup. This girl just drew a bunch of makeup on her face to make it look like she edited the photo, but when you really look at like the eyes and stuff, you can tell this is all just drawn lines. Same with her eyebrows, same with the nose. The nose is the freakiest part for me. You can kind of see the mouth the easiest, I guess. She just painted red right here and then stuff in the middle, but that's pretty freaky to think about. She even painted red on herself to make it look like the background was blending in with her. What? Now, remember when I was talking about the fires in California and how somebody got a video of it? Well, this is a real picture. It's not edited. There was no red added in this picture. This was in the middle of those same fires that happened in California. Somebody decided to go outside and take a picture. This was basically when it was at its worst. When you walked outside, everything was red. It looked like it was the end of the world. I couldn't even imagine seeing something like this in real life. I gotta ask Nico if he saw anything weird while that happened, because he lives in California, so I'm all the way in Texas. I didn't really get any of this stuff. Although it's probably really bad for your lungs and the air quality sucks, it looks kind of cool. You know, once you realize it's not the end of the world, I feel like you can kind of be like, whoa, I've never seen something like this before. Everything's all red. All right, and I'm not gonna lie, this video just kind of, you know, broke my brain. I have no idea what I'm looking at because the wheel turns into a trash can, which turns into a bucket. Like, what? Or is that just another trash can? What am I even looking at? What's real and what's not? Now it's a pot. We're in a completely different space, and now that just turned into a stick. What in the world is going on? It's back to a bucket now, but he still got the stick. It's like the video's stopping, and then every time it stops, it changes into something completely completely different. I have no idea how to even comprehend this video. It's confusing me way too much. What in the world? It's probably like a filter you could do on TikTok. I gotta see if I can make something like this. Okay, whoa, look at this video. It literally looks like a tsunami's about to hit the town, but these are all just clouds. That's not even water at all. For some reason, I thought we were all about to die from that tsunami that's about to hit, because look how tall that thing is. Nope, that's just the harmless little clouds. They're not gonna do anything to you. Maybe rain on you a little bit, cause a tornado, but at least you're not gonna drown in a tsunami and risk your house being completely demolished by it. Either way, if you guys want to watch another video like this, then click one on your screen here. I promise you'd enjoy it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to help me hit 1.
तो गाइस ये हो गया ख़त्म और थैंक यू बाय।